Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal Ann. Today we are going to make a Snow Globe Tumbler. So if you guys have seen it, this has been trendy for quite a while now, but I'm just now getting on this train. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a double wall insulated tumbler like this, these clear ones. And you're simply going to drill a hole in the bottom of this without hitting the second layer. And we're going to fill this with glitter as well as some water and vegetable glycerin, or you could use clear glue as well. So there's a couple different ones you can do. So for example, you can do this one here, or you can even do the straight ones like this. So I got this in like, I think a 4 or 5 pack from Amazon. So I'll have that link down below. And I got these from JP Plus. You can definitely get them online. We'll have you linked to both places. So like I said, you're just going to drill a hole in the bottom. My husband got a little crazy here, but you're going to drill a hole in the bottom without going through that second layer. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already cut out my design I'm doing today, which is bring your own booze with a little ghost here, and that's going to go on. I'm going to put this on at the very end. A few other things that you're going to need is some glitter. You're going to want some fine glitter as well as some chunky glitter. So you're going to want some different glitters here. I've got this from the craft store. You can also order from several different places on Etsy and things like that. Another thing you're going to need is some Gorilla Glue epoxy or any sort of epoxy. You can also use UV resin, which will dry with the UV light a whole lot faster. So what we're going to be doing is filling in this bottom. Some of them, the whole bottom is kind of flush. You're going to get as close as you can to that edge, but mine has a dip down here. So I'll only have to fill in this little dip here. So another thing that you're going to need are these little like drawer stoppers, but the ones that you really need, I'm going to have those exact ones linked below, but they're actually going to fit right in this hole and it's going to be a stopper. So I ordered the wrong one. So these ones right here, just kind of a flat. I'm still going to utilize it today, but you definitely want these other ones. They're the same price. It's like $5 for a whole pack of these. But what it is it's kind of has like a plug, if you will, that'll go in and then a smooth top. So you're going to do a 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to show you a little clip here somewhere of my husband drilling a hole. So you want a 3/8 inch drill bit, and you're just going to go nice and slow. My husband went fast because he said you're going to get more of a clean cut like that, but you do risk hitting the bottom. So he did hit those, but it didn't go all the way through. So get you a couple extra ones until you get the feel of it, in case you do crack them. So if you know a friend that has a drill, don't go out and purchase them. If you know somebody that has one, ask them to drill you a couple holes. All right, so I'm going to set this cup out of the way because we're actually going to use this one right here today. So we're going to start with this little guy upside down. You're going to need some basic old water. I'm just using this one right here. I believe you do want to use distilled water, and then I'm using vegetable glycerin. So you want some of this. I had this from Amazon. This is a smaller one. I'll have it linked down below. But you can also use clear Elmer's glue along with this as well. So I'm going to do another video very soon, probably towards Christmas time, using the clear Elmer's glue. So definitely stay tuned for that. But today I want to show you using this one. All right, so I think I've went over everything. I've got me a little parchment paper underneath to catch anything. Now, another thing I did was I made me a makeshift little funnel here that's going to help me kind of funnel around this for whenever I go to put in the glitter. So let's get started by putting in our glitter. Now, the really fun thing about these glitters that I chose here, these two right here actually glow in the dark. So it's going to be cool because between these two, it's going to have that nighttime glow in the dark thing. So it's going to be cool. So you're just going to go ahead and get you some right here on top. This little funnel thing that I've created here, I was trying to create one. What I did was I taped 2 pieces of tape together. So that way it's not sticky for my glitter. And then I'm just going to tape around like so. And that way I can kind of tap like this and not have to worry about it falling all over my work surface. So you're just kind of tapping just like this. All right, so hopefully you guys can kind of see here without me making a mess. I'm starting to fill up down there. So I'm going to come in now with some of this glow in the dark. So that way I have some of this as well. So I have that really cool glow in the dark thing going on. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap some of this in here as well. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm getting quite a bit of that loose glitter going on there. So let's go ahead and move on and let's start to add in some of our chunky glitter. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. And we're just going to go ahead and shake that around to get that to drop inside. So you guys can start to see those in there like so. Just be prepared because if you're like me, you're definitely going to make a mess with this. But as you guys can see, it does go in there quite well. I'll have a little bit of a mess to clean up here, but that's kind of why I try to get this parchment paper underneath here as well. All right, so I think that's good. Let's go ahead and add this one. This is also glow in the dark. So we're gonna have some fine glitter as well as some thicker pieces for our glow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do about half of this bag or so, or maybe even the whole thing. I ordered 2 of these. So you guys can see that funnel does kind of help. So you guys can see our layers going on here now. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we've got all these layers going on here. So you guys can see some more on this side. So I think I'm pretty good with the amount of glitter that I have going on here. I'm pretty content with that. If I wanted to, I could go back and add some more purples and things, but I think we're good on this. So now we are ready to start adding our water and glycerin mixture. For the vegetable and the water, we're going to do half and half. So I'm trying to figure out about how much I think it will take to do this cup. So you want to make sure you do fill it all the way to the brim. So I'm going to do half of this one, just like so. And then I'm going to do half water. So it's equal parts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be nice and easy stirring this to avoid a whole bunch of bubbles, but what we need to do is mix this mixture up. Now once again, you can definitely use clear Elmer's glue as well. Now I do believe with the Elmer's glue, it is a different ratio, so definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. All right, so once you are happy with this, we're going to go ahead and get it into the cup. So what we're going to do, if you guys have like a little condiment bottle, I'll show you guys a picture here. You can get those at your local, grocery store or even online. It's easier to squeeze it in, but all I had here was a syringe, and that's what a lot of people do use. So that's what I'm going to use today. So we're just going to fill it up, and I'm going to continue to push this in through this hole right here until I get it all in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and back it up enough to where I can get it inside. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that mixture going in. We're just going to keep going. So hopefully you guys can start to see that liquid moving around. And all of this liquid has got to get underneath that glitter. So I'm just going to keep going. And then here in a second, I will actually kind of start to shake it around to get it to go past that glitter. So that way we can let it settle. You want to let these set for about an hour or so and then come back, flip it up upside down. Keep doing that for a few hours. And it's best to actually leave it for a couple of days and then seal it with the epoxy because it may need more liquid. All right, so I'm going to set that out of the way for just a second, and I'm going to cover this hole, and I'm going to start to do this, and this is going to help that glitter move. So we're just going to start doing this back and forth. We're going to be rocking it to get it to move that glitter around. So you guys notice the more and more I'm rocking this, the more and more of that is just loosening up. I went ahead and removed that lid so you guys can hopefully see inside there a little bit to see how cool this is looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep tilting this until I can get the rest of this glitter to move. As you guys can see, how cool is this? Now, once I turn that light off, this will actually glow in the dark. Like I said, I've got a majority of that moved. So I'm going to go ahead and finish filling this up. I've got about this much more to go. So I'm going to add the remaining liquid, and then we're going to let it set for a couple of days, and then we'll come back and we will add our cap and epoxy over it. So while you're getting back up here at the top again, you may want to go ahead and tilt back and forth to get those pieces to move around and open up the remaining area. All right, so what we're going to do at this point is we're going to go ahead and set this aside. You want to let it set, like I said, for, about an hour or so. You can come back and mess with it, a few times throughout the day, or just let it set here and leave it here for, about 3 days or so, just to let all those air bubbles come back out. And then you're just going to go ahead and continue to add any more liquid if you need it. Once we're ready, we're going to go ahead and add our epoxy. We're going to be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this, and we'll be back in a couple days. Okay, so you guys can see where we are at with our tumbler here. I came back, I added a little bit more liquid, and as you guys can see, when we flip this upside down, we kind of have like a snow globe effect. So you're just going to be able to kind of mix these around and see all the different colors. And like I said, at night, this one is going to glow. So I let this set. It has been exactly 48 hours and I had a few air bubbles come out. I added some more liquid. I just left my cup of liquid here. I inserted more liquid and I think I'm pretty good. I feel confident that I got out all my air bubbles because you want to make sure that there's none hidden underneath all of the material up here. So once you're happy with that, at that point you're ready to insert yourself. Now remember, you would actually have a plug if you purchase the correct ones, which like I said will be linked below. It's just simply going to plug in there. You can also add a little piece of adhesive vinyl, so you could add a little circle over that. You just need something to seal it. So what we're going to go ahead and do, mine is full to the brim. I'm going to go ahead and insert this little guy here. It's just going to cover just like so. So it's just going to act like a little plug for me, just like that. So you guys can see it's just like a little plug. So this did work out okay, but I definitely would recommend it's the same price to get the correct ones. So let's go ahead and mix our epoxy. I got like a little medicine cup here. You can use whatever you have. So we're going to use this little guy here and it's going to insert the same amount from each one and we're going to mix it up. So if you guys know how to use epoxy, just go by the you know, what you normally know. Now, definitely, you really want to do this in a open, well-ventilated area, like outside. For me, I'm in a very big, well-opened, ventilated area, so I'm good to go. So I'm just going to squeeze this. I've got a toothpick here, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix this. Once you have them mixed up, we're going to go ahead and add this to our tumbler. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and just smooth everything out. As you guys can see here, I'm just taking a baby wipe around the edges here just to clean that up. Just to make sure whenever we're done, we're not going to have any, you know, where it's not going to be level with the bottom. Now what we want to do is let this set for around 30 minutes, or you can just leave it overnight to let that dry, and then we're going to be good to go. Then we're going to come back and we are going to add on our vinyl. It's been about 30 minutes. The bottom is still a little tacky, so I'm just making sure I don't touch the bottom. I'm just kind of have it on its side here. But as you guys can see here, how cool is this? So you guys kind of move it around. It's like a little snow globe effect. So it's really, really cool. So the color of fine glitter that you're going to put in there is usually about the color of your water. So keep that in mind. So if you mix multiple colors of glitter that are fine, you may get a different color. So make sure and keep that in mind. So I did bigger pieces of chunks, which I need to kind of spin mine around. They're kind of clunking together, if you will. But it's super, super cool. Very easy to make, and these will be awesome to make for Christmas as well. Like I said, I'll be doing another one, so definitely stay tuned because I want to do one with this cup as well. So now we are ready to apply our adhesive vinyl. So I'm using a permanent, so that way it's going to be able to hold up throughout the wash. So you want to make sure that you have cleaned your tumbler with rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to go ahead and lay mine down and get it nice and still there. And you guys will see as it's kind of setting, it'll kind of get different stuff going on. So, you know, you'll have to kind of spin it around. So it'll have a whole different thing going on. I also think that has to do with how much of that vegetable glycerin. So if I would have used more, it probably would be a little bit more slower going, as well as if you try the glue. So like I said, we're going to try the glue one next. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and add my ghost first. I'm going to go ahead and take a squeegee here and lift up my ghost. And this would have been really cool, but I wasn't thinking if I would have done this in glow in the dark as well, that would have been super cool. So what I need to do is I need to eyeball this to make sure I'm going to place this in the correct position. So I think this is going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and drop them down right there. Like I said, make sure that you clean your tumbler with rubbing alcohol to remove any excess, you know, oils from your hands or the project itself. Now the reason why I saved my adhesive vinyl for last, so that way no glitter got stuck to it and it got nasty. So I waited till we were done with the glitter because you guys that play around with glitter, you know what I'm talking about. It'll get stuck to the sides. Any sort of sticky that it can stick to, it's definitely going to cling to it. So it's definitely best to save your adhesive vinyl for last. All right, so I'm going to kind of go down like a taco. So I'm just kind of making sure I'm lining up with my ghost here. About right here. So I'm just going down the center. You guys see I'm kind of folding like a taco. And I'm just going to drop it down. just like that. So at this point, you can really just rub this out with your fingers, or you can use your little squeegee. You just want to go ahead and make sure you really, really rub this in so it'll last a long time. Make sure that you guys let this set for around 48 to 72 hours before you wash it. So that way your adhesive vinyl has time to cure. Right, and just like that. I'll go ahead and, as you guys can see that separation there, but I think that looks really cool. And you're simply just going to do this, and you're back in action. You guys can see I've got one bubble there. That's why you really want to let it set for around 3 days, because if I would flip this upside down, it'll come right out. But I rushed this obviously because I'm teaching it today, so definitely let yours set for around 3 days, continuing to let that, maybe even 2 days would have been good. So I did get myself one bubble, but I'm definitely okay with it. The last thing you're gonna do is pop on your lid in straw, and look at how super adorable this is. Absolutely amazing. So this is gonna be fun for any sort of parties, a gift for somebody. You could do these for weddings, Christmas, birthdays, whatever you want to. Imagine all the different designs that you could put on here. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and take my lid off and continue to let my epoxy dry. So I just let it wait 30 minutes before I applied this piece. You could definitely let it set for a few hours and then come back and wouldn't have to worry about it. But because I only waited the 30 minutes, I'll continue to let it sit like this and finish drying. So there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys really quick a side-by-side of what it looks like whenever it glows in the dark. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.